Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to share with you one of the more special instruments in my collection, and it is this. This is the Besson B-flat Enharmonic Cornet. Now, the Enharmonic series of instruments was something that Besson designed and patented around 110 years ago, and that's when this instrument dates from. And they were a series of instruments that had extra tubings and a different valve design that enabled them to enabled the player to have more control over the tuning for individual notes and the combinations of valves. I've done another video that talks about the Enharmonic system in more depth, so if you want to learn more about that, you can click up in the card in the top corner there. So I'm not going to focus too much on what makes the sort of valve mechanism particularly special, but I want to talk more about this specific instrument. It is quite a small bore instrument. If we try to get a modern cornet mouthpiece and put it in the end here, you can get just the tip in, but it doesn't fit, it wobbles around, and it's not a very enjoyable experience. So I'm actually using this with a period mouthpiece of the day, and it is a very, very small mouthpiece. It's akin to a modern soprano cornet mouthpiece. And so the resulting sound is quite thin compared to modern cornets, but it's not unpleasant. I think if you had a person who was a talented cornet player play this, then I think it would sound quite magical. Looking at the valves themselves, you'll notice that because of the way the Enharmonic system is designed, the valves are a lot longer than normal, and they have a lot more ports through them, and because of the length of them, there is a lot of surface area. You can see that it's got double the number of holes through it that a normal cornet would have, and even though the valves articulate up and down perfectly fine, because of that extra surface area, you'll find that the valves, the movement is a bit more fluid than a modern cornet. If I pick up a modern cornet, the valves go up and down as if they've only really got two positions, up or down. It's very exact in the movement. Whereas this cornet, even though the valves, they weigh the same in terms of the amount of pressure it takes to push it down, it's not quite so exact. There's a lot more fluidity to the movement, if that makes sense. It's a bit of an abstract thing to try and explain. But as a consequence of all the ports and all the holes through it and the way that the air goes through this instrument, it's very easy for some of the notes to lose their smoothness when you're trying to play in a legato manner, because on a normal cornet you've got a main pathway through air and you're just adding extra tuning slides, extra bits of tubing to that when you push down a valve. With this cornet, the air, there is a pathway through the instrument, but there is a second pathway through the instrument depending on whether the third valve is in use or not, and that complicates the airstream, and I find that particularly when I listen to recordings of me playing this instrument, it's a lot harder to achieve a really nice legato phrase. That may just be my playing. It may not necessarily be symptomatic of the valve mechanism or of this instrument, but it is something that I've noticed nevertheless. Because this instrument was built for the United States market, it is in low pitch, A equals 440, as opposed to the high pitch that was more common at the time. So a consequence of this being built in low pitch means that you can actually take this instrument and play it in a modern band, which is something that I've done a number of times. There are a few scuffs and marks on it. There's one area here where it looks as though the plating has come off. There's another area up here where the plating has come off and appears to have been somehow repaired. There are a few dents in the bottom of the main bell crook here, but overall the instrument is in remarkable condition. There's no major signs of wear, and it is a fantastic specimen. I shall now finish this video by playing another extract of a piece of music on this instrument. Thank you very much for watching.